Welcome to Episode 57, Financial Governance, Budgets, and Quotas. In cloud environments, controlling spend before scaling is one of the most effective ways to maintain agility without creating waste. The flexibility of pay-as-you-go billing can quickly become a liability if not paired with disciplined oversight. Financial governance brings structure to cloud economics by defining who can spend, how much they can spend, and how that spend aligns with business outcomes. It ensures that innovation remains affordable and sustainable. Instead of reacting to surprise invoices, proactive governance helps teams understand costs in real time, forecast future needs, and link financial decisions directly to technical value. In short, it turns cloud finance from a guessing game into a managed process that supports both growth and accountability. Setting budgets per project and team creates visibility and accountability at the right level of granularity. Budgets are not only about limits, they represent expectations for how resources should be consumed to deliver measurable outcomes. Google Cloud allows budgets to be defined per project, folder, or billing account, enabling managers to track usage that aligns with organizational hierarchy. For example, a development team might have a modest monthly allowance for testing, while a production workload receives a larger, predictable allocation. Assigning clear ownership ensures that every cost has a responsible steward. This approach empowers teams to innovate within boundaries while providing finance departments with traceable spending data tied to business units or products. Alerts reinforce budgets by providing early warnings when thresholds are approached or exceeded. These alerts can trigger at fixed percentages, such as 50, 75, or 100% of planned spend, and send notifications to designated recipients. Escalation paths route warnings to higher levels of management as thresholds increase, ensuring timely visibility. For instance, a project manager might receive the first notice, with financial controllers alerted only if the overage persists. Integrating alerts with collaboration tools or ticketing systems helps transform them into actionable signals rather than passive messages. The objective is to detect anomalies before they grow into budget crises, maintaining continuous awareness of how resources translate into cost. Quotas act as technical safeguards that prevent runaway usage before it triggers financial harm. Every cloud service supports predefined or configurable quotas that limit the number of requests, instances, or resources created. For example, a quota might cap the number of virtual machines or API calls per day. This built-in throttling prevents scripts, bugs, or malicious activity from generating uncontrolled expenses. Teams can request quota increases through formal approval workflows once growth justifies it. Quotas create an important layer of operational control that complements financial budgeting, ensuring that cost management is embedded directly into system design. They protect both infrastructure stability and organizational trust by guaranteeing that no team can exceed reasonable boundaries without review. Commitments and reservations provide cost predictability for workloads with steady or long-term demand. Instead of paying full on-demand prices, organizations can commit to using a specific amount of resources for 1 or 3 years, receiving significant discounts in return. For example, a company running continuous data processing jobs can reserve compute capacity and achieve substantial savings. These commitments also simplify forecasting because they convert variable expenses into predictable operational costs. Combined with auto-scaling policies, reserved capacity ensures performance stability without financial surprises. This balance between flexibility and predictability is at the heart of mature cloud financial management, allowing enterprises to optimize spend without sacrificing reliability. Labels and folders form the organizational scaffolding for accurate cost allocation. Labels are key value tags applied to cloud resources, identifying their purpose, owner, or cost center. Folders group related projects under logical structures, such as departments or product lines. Together, they enable granular reporting. Finance teams can see exactly which features, clients, or environments generate the most expense. For example, labeling all resources tied to a specific marketing campaign helps isolate its total cloud cost and measure return on investment. Standardized labeling conventions, enforced through automation or policies, keep cost reporting consistent and actionable. This structural discipline ensures that no expense is anonymous, transforming billing data into clear, decision-ready insights. Organizational policies and constraints serve as governance guardrails that define what can be created and where. Administrators can enforce limits on resource types, regions, or configurations, reducing the risk of unexpected or non-compliant usage. For example, a policy might restrict data storage to approved regions or prevent the use of premium instances without prior approval. These controls maintain consistency across teams while supporting compliance with security and budget objectives. Guardrails are preventative rather than punitive. They protect developers from accidental missteps and protect the organization from unnecessary exposure. Effective policy design aligns freedom with accountability, giving teams confidence to innovate safely within well-defined limits. Pre-production sandboxes with strict limits allow experimentation without financial risk. These isolated environments mimic production settings but operate under constrained budgets, quotas, and access rights. For instance, sandbox projects might automatically shut down idle virtual machines after a few hours or block high-cost services entirely. This encourages innovation by providing a safe space for trial and error while preventing budget overruns. Finance and engineering teams both benefit. Developers gain freedom to prototype quickly, and managers maintain confidence that experiments remain fiscally controlled. Sandboxes embody the philosophy of fail fast, recover cheaply, aligning agility with responsibility. Approval flows for high-cost services introduce intentional pauses before significant spending occurs. Services such as BigQuery, advanced AI models, or GPU-intensive training workloads can generate large expenses quickly. Requiring formal requests and reviews for these activities ensures that usage aligns with project priorities and available funding. Automated workflows can route approval requests to finance partners or team leads for quick validation. For example, a developer proposing a large data analysis run might submit justification that outlines expected outcomes and duration. This pre-approval process replaces blanket restrictions with informed oversight, balancing operational speed with budgetary prudence. Periodic reviews with finance partners transform cost management from ad hoc reactions into continuous collaboration. Monthly or quarterly checkpoints allow technology and finance teams to compare actual spending with forecasts, identify anomalies, and adjust budgets accordingly. These reviews also reveal long-term trends, such as seasonal peaks or growing reliance on certain services. For instance, recurring spikes in storage usage during quarterly reporting cycles might justify a reserved capacity plan. Regular communication prevents silos and fosters shared accountability. When finance understands technical decisions and engineers understand cost implications, cloud economics become a joint discipline rather than a point of friction. Forecasting using historical seasonality strengthens financial predictability. Past usage patterns often reveal cycles driven by business events, customer behavior, or product launches. By analyzing historical data, teams can anticipate demand surges and adjust budgets proactively. Google Cloud's cost analysis tools can visualize these trends, helping leaders forecast both spend and resource needs. For example, an e-commerce company can predict higher compute demand during holiday seasons and reserve capacity accordingly. Forecasting bridges planning with reality, allowing organizations to operate with confidence that budgets reflect not just present conditions but foreseeable future demand. Understanding unit economics connects cloud costs directly to business value. Unit economics analyzes how much each product feature, customer transaction, or usage metric costs to deliver. For example, a media platform might calculate the compute cost per streamed hour or per 1,000 views. This insight helps product managers prioritize features that yield the greatest return relative to expense. It also empowers teams to justify cloud investments in business terms rather than technical abstractions. By linking performance and profitability, unit economics transforms cloud cost analysis into a strategic management tool that supports sustainable growth. Communicating financial wins reinforces a culture of responsibility and collaboration. When teams identify savings through right-sizing, reserved capacity, or automation, those results should be shared visibly across the organization. Celebrating savings reframes governance as empowerment rather than restriction. For example, reallocating funds saved from optimizing idle resources to support innovation projects shows that efficiency fuels opportunity. Regular communication about cost achievements builds momentum and aligns behavior with organizational goals. Financial governance becomes not a constraint, but a catalyst for reinvestment and innovation. Proactive governance enables velocity by ensuring that growth is both intentional and sustainable. Budgets, quotas, and policies are not obstacles. They are instruments of control that make scaling predictable. When organizations understand and manage their financial exposure, they can pursue ambitious projects with confidence. Google Cloud's budgeting and quota tools provide the transparency and automation required for this balance. Financial governance done well transforms cost from an afterthought into a design parameter, turning fiscal discipline into a competitive advantage that powers innovation without chaos. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.